This video is going to talk about the pros and the cons of starting your own trucking business. Yo, what's up guys? Felix from Giant Lifestyle. So back in August or September, I bought my box truck off a government auction. And after completing all the paperwork and finally getting on the road around December or January, I've noticed some things that I really do like and some things that I don't really care for. So this video is going to talk about both the pros and the cons of starting your own trucking business. Now, while this business is really great, just like any other business, there are going to be some things that you just don't care for. So stay tuned for the entire video because I'm going to be highlighting on 3 things that I love about this business and 3 things that I do not love about this business. Let's get into the video. All right, so number 1 would have to be the paperwork. When I first bought this truck, I bought it off a government auction and I got it for a steal of a price. It didn't even cost me $2,000, and I think for exact price after the buyer's premium of the person or the company who held the auction, I think it cost me around $1,750, which is a total steal. I could literally take the truck I have right now and resell it for a $2,000 to $3,000 profit, but I won't do that because this is a cash flow. This is something that makes me money every single day. So why would I go make a $2,000 to $3,000 profit when I could continuously make profit every single day? So when I bought the truck, I knew that I won. But what I didn't realize was how much paperwork was actually involved. And what I do with all my businesses when either I own a new property or I get involved with a new business is I have a folder. And the folder started out very thin. As you can see in this video right here, this was the folder then, and the folder now is about this thick. There's many papers, bills, receipts, forms, documents, filings from many different aspects, from the DMV to the state to my business license. There's many different things and many different things you have to get registered with in order to actually be eligible to get on the road, such as a DOT number. And that is just the beginning of what it actually takes to become eligible and to become verified and registered with the state, the Department of Transportation, and there's many things that go in alignment. But the good thing is it's not like you constantly have to do it. Once you do it once and you stay organized, you are good to go for that truck, for that business entity. And in all honesty, it's really good to take care of it once and do it right and not cut any corners, because it could save your butt. Whether you get pulled over by the police or you have to look back for tax time or whatever the case may be, it's good to stay organized and it's good to knock out all the paperwork in one shot. I recommend either getting a guide, a mentor, or learning from somebody who already did it, because luckily, I'm persistent, but there were a lot of things that I didn't know, and I kind of had to piece it all together to get all the paperwork that I had to get in order to become registered or eligible to actually start making deliveries and picking up trucking routes. Number 2, the maintenance. Now, this isn't like maintaining a Honda or a Prius. This is a truck. Keep in mind, my truck is 26 feet. My truck is over 25,000 pounds. This is a big vehicle we're talking about. So number 2 would have to be the maintenance. Now, keep in mind, my insurance is around $800 a month. I know I actually am scheduled to get an oil change. So an oil change on this particular truck is around $500 to $600. And the good thing is I actually bought it from a government agency, the post office, the USPS service. And they said that they maintained the truck very well. In fact, I could tell they maintained it very well because I've had many truck mechanics look at the truck, and they said for the amount of miles, the year, the truck is in excellent condition. So an oil change is $500, but keep in mind, there's been days where I've had a truck route for $1,000 plus. So it's just one day of work or a half a day of work to pay for the actual maintenance on this truck. But there's been times where the truck stopped working or died, or I had to get it jump started, and it cost $200, $300. Little parts on a car that might cost $10, $20 on this truck will cost $100, $200, $300, $500. The cost to maintain is much more, but you're dealing with bigger money in all aspects of this business. So, you kind of have to pay to play. A oil change isn't going to be $10 when this exact vehicle can get you paid thousands of dollars. Keep in mind, the parts are different. So the maintenance on this truck is a bit extreme, but then again, you can make up for it with the truck routes that pay you out $500, $1,000, $2,000, depending on where you're going and what you're delivering. Number 3. Now, you can rock this box truck out, or the truck that you decide to get out by yourself, whether you want to be self-employed or you really want to set this up as a new income stream for yourself. How I set up any business when I started, whether it's my flipping medical commodity company or my rental properties, is I look to outsource as fast as possible. I don't want to be the one in the truck driving from here to New York, from here to North Carolina, from here to Ohio. Yes, I can do it. Yes, I've done it. Yes, I already did it. But do I want to be the person doing that? No. I want to buy the business, build the business, and outsource the business as fast as possible so I can get onto new business, get onto new property, get onto new money, and just keep passive income coming in. That's the beautiful thing that I love about this business, which I'll talk about when I talk about the pros of this business. But I don't want to be trapped in the business. I did the business and I know what it takes to drive the truck. That's what is required before you outsource a part of your business. It's good to actually do it before you put somebody in the position to fulfill it. But I don't want to be trapped. And what comes when you don't want to be trapped in the business is outsourcing it and finding workers. And finding workers for any business when you're an owner is very difficult. A lot of people, especially when they're a worker, they're very lazy. They really don't want to work. They say they want to work, but they don't want to work. And they don't care about the mission of the company. The only thing they're showing up for is a check, which is understandable, but it can be detrimental when they'll let the standard of the company go and the laziness that they're only in it for a check for the end of the week. They don't really care about the company and they're just lazy. Some of them, and most of them, aren't reliable. They don't have integrity and they don't have a lot of the values that you as a business owner might have and might look for. So the revolving door percentage could be high. Look at Chipotle. Every time I go to Chipotle, there are new workers because it's a revolving door. So finding workers can be difficult. It does come down to your leadership and how you run your company and how you carry yourself as a person. But even the most perfect person could still have a difficult time finding workers and reliable workers who can get the job done up to your expectation. I know if you jump behind your truck and you are the one that has to manage delivery for the day, you're going to hold the highest expectation and get it done properly and correct. And if you hire somebody off Craigslist or Indeed or whatever the best website is for hiring employees is, you're still not going to find the same amount of care about your business in somebody else, because in the end it's not their business. The number one thing that I love about the trucking business is the constant work. I mean, everything in this world is delivered by truck. Very few things are delivered by plane. Yes, some mail, yes, some goods, but 99% of all items in stores are delivered by truck. If you go into a food store, they usually only have between 2 to 3 days of supply in the back. What do you think happens when a huge storm hits and trucks can't get from point A to point B? All the food stores, all the grocery stores go empty because they really don't have that much supply. Supply is delivered every single day. And how is it delivered? It's delivered by truck. Not only food, but so many items like cleaning goods and paper towels and boxes and so many things that you can't even imagine. Go down a huge interstate highway and you'll see thousands upon thousands upon thousands of trucks, and your mind can just wander upon what might be in the back of those trucks, but it's things that make this world go round. How do you think you got your socks? How do you think you got your t-shirt? How do you think you got many household items that you have in your house? It was delivered from one point to another point and then you bought it. But how to get to where you bought it from? It got there by a truck. So that's just the pure example of how much opportunity is out there. There's so many things that need to be delivered every single day to keep this world turning. There's never going to be a short supply of routes. There's things that always need to be delivered, from household items to business items to anything you can even imagine needs to be delivered by truck. So if you have the right team in place to get you to work, you'll have no problem finding routes. Number 2 is big payouts / passive income. So like I said previously about the maintenance, that the maintenance can cost, $300, $400, $500 for something very little, as such as an oil change. There are big payouts with this business. These routes that I'm talking about, they could pay you $500, $600, $1,000, $2,000 per route. In fact, I had a route scheduled to go to North Carolina for almost $3,000, but I missed the route, but I will pick it up soon. So $3,000 to go to North Carolina from New Jersey, I might have had about $1,000 in expenses, but how could I go wrong? Almost a $1,500, $2,000 profit for a 10-hour trip. That's amazing. So the payouts in this business are huge, and it's really amazing how you can literally get paid over $1,000 just to drive a couple hundred miles, or $500, $600 to drive a few hundred miles for a day's worth of work. You cannot beat that. And the second part to this is the passive income, because once you get the routes and you actually do find somebody who is a reliable worker, you can truly make passive income. You set up your route, your employee goes out, picks up the load, drops it off, and you get paid. You don't have to go out there and wreck your mind. You can literally stay in your house just like I am right now and make money. So the passive income, along with the big payouts that come with this business, are amazing. It doesn't matter that an oil change might cost a few $100, because I just made $800 today, I'll make $800 tomorrow, I'll make $800 the next day, and I didn't have to do anything. So that to me is a beautiful part of this business, that you can literally not have to do anything besides set up a route, be in contact with a warehouse or be in contact with your worker, and just middleman the whole process and make huge profits. So the payouts and the passive income to this business makes it all worth it. It makes it worth the paperwork. It makes it worth the maintenance. It makes it worth the dealing with an employee who can't perform sometimes. It makes it all worth it. Number 3 would have to be the control. So you guys know, if you guys watch my channel, that I talk about control when it comes to business. A lot of people will put all their eggs into a basket, such as building an Amazon store or building a Shopify business or a digital marketing agency. And don't get me wrong, anything that I think you can do where you control your time, you control your freedom, you have financial freedom, and you don't work for somebody else, I think is amazing. But in the end, especially when you're trying to scale your business up, is how much control you actually have. Because at any moment, can Amazon shut you down? Can Facebook shut you down? Can these digital platforms that you don't truly own or control shut you down? If that's the case, that's a wobbly foundation. That's like building one of my properties on sand. What happens if water hits sand? The sand will move, the house will collapse. That's the same thing with building a business strictly on the internet or something that you don't truly own. Yes, the profits might be good in the beginning, but if you don't own it long term and you don't have full control, they can wipe you out and you might not be able to have the chance to rebuild. With my rental properties, I own them. There's nothing anybody can do to take it away from me. If my tenants stop paying, I put new tenants in, I'll continue to collect cash flow. If one dispatcher says that they don't want to give me routes no more, there's a million other people I can get routes from. So I own the truck straight out. I don't have to pay a mortgage or a car note or a finance note on it. I own it. I have damn near 100% control, as much control as you're going to get when it comes to owning a business. So having control is key. Having a business that can give you huge profits, can potentially be set up as a passive income business stream, and you have control in, is amazing. So those are the 3 things that I love about this business. Number 1 being constant work. Literally for the end of time, I believe, unless they come out with a crazy invention over the next 10 to 20 years, but trucks and driving and transportation on the freeway is just so reliable, convenient, and it is always going to be a need of work. People are always going to need things driven or drove or delivered. So there's always a constant amount of work, whether it's goods, food, products, all types of stuff is being delivered via the roadway. Number 2, the big payouts and passive income. You can literally get paid $500, $1,000, $2,000 to drive either 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 miles, but these payouts are insane. What people will pay to get their goods and items and products delivered is a crazy amount of money. And the second part to that is the passive income that comes with it, because if you learn how to outsource this business and you find somebody that is reliable and can get the job done, you can make a couple $100, a couple $1,000 a week or a day and you don't even have to drive. All you have to do is middleman the deal, talk to your dispatcher, talk to your employee, put them together and get it done. And that's off one truck. I plan on buying maybe 2-3 more trucks this year, and literally from just my trucking business be making a few $1,000s a day. So that's the crazy part. And then my favorite part when it comes to a business, especially scaling the business and the business infrastructure, which I always look at before I get involved in a business, is the control factor. How much of the business do I really own? How much can I control? Is somebody else in control of my destiny? Can somebody just shut me down because they don't like the product, or the payments came in too fast, or I had a glitch in my algorithm? None of that is involved. It's literally simple. Go pick up the product, deliver the product, get paid. So those are the pros and cons when it comes to starting your own trucking business. I've only been involved with the trucking business less than a year, but I love this business and I plan to get more trucks. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to put a like on the video. It really helps the growth of my channel. If you guys want to stay in contact with me or learn how to build a business of trucking, click the first link in the description. I'm releasing a trucking course from everything that I learned, and I'm also going to be partnering with somebody who already has success with a trucking business. So it's not just me, but I'm learning from somebody who already successfully has a few trucks on the road. So there's going to be an expertise factor inside of this course. If you guys want to learn how to build other businesses like a cleaning business, a pallet flipping business, or a business flipping medical commodities, those links are also in the description below. I appreciate you guys all watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.